ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the School Sports Podcast. My name is Jude Atwine, and now we are all fresh from the 2026 Elite Games that took place during the course of the previous week. And now today I'm joined by Stuart and Musa to have a roundup of what it looked like in Bombo. This was the 7th edition of the Elite Games. They took place from 26th of February and now until first match where all the winners were awarded. But first of all, I would like to give them a chance to introduce themselves today on the School Sports Podcast. Beginning with the new face today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to USSA Sports Podcast. My name is Kaya Musa, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for hosting me, Jude.
And I am Kavuma Stewart. Of course,
A common face.
I've been around for some time. Yeah, I didn't know she's a new face on the podcast.
Yeah, she's first time.
That's nice. How does it feel?
It feels good.
Sure.
It's awesome.
Sure.
Okay, let's get up and running. We had 7 sports disciplines, 7th edition of these games. First, I want to begin with Musa. What was it like? Your expectations for the Elite Games, your first edition, and then what did you expect and how did it did it fill your expectations?
My expectation, I would say that the tournament has high stake competition. It has that high quality from that different teams, 8 different teams, and when you look at the 8 disciplines that we follow, rugby, netball, the
7.
seven, rugby, netball, football, I feel like the competition it is very stiff, and we had the new powerhouse. I would say the new powerhouse because it has taken over 2 years without attending. That is St. Mary's Tende. So I feel like we are going to experience more out of them. That was my expectations, and I feel like
They disappointed you?
somehow,
Not somehow.
yeah.
Completely. You expected them to win or to fall short?
Actually, I didn't expect them to win, but at least semi-final or that that stage.
Yeah.
But it was a surprise for them to be out on the what
Quarterfinals.
quarterfinals.
Yeah,
So,
sure. And Stuart, you've been at probably 3-4 editions of this, or even
Not
5.
really. Not really.
Are you sure?
That was my first edition.
First edition,
Yes, to attend.
Ginger 2024,
No, I wasn't there.
2025
I
PG.
wasn't there.
Come
This
on.
is
So you're on the
practically
same
my
level.
First
Not
edition.
really. Not really.
yeah.
Not really. Of course, I won't say what happens in the secretariat.
Yeah.
Yeah, So, me going to the elite, that was my first edition. But of course, I would know what happens there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I wanted you to give us the experience from the other editions, but I feel
No, I can't compare.
yeah, sure. But one thing is clear. I think in the final, 2024, we had a lot of tension in Ginger. The final had Ginger Comprehensive and then Ginger Progressive Academy, GICO and GIPRA. Yes, so there was a lot of tension, fears that the other scenes from the old days of fans running and then those sounds featuring again. But this time in Bombo, it was, I think, very secure, nothing to scare away the fans, nothing to worry about. But then, what caught your attention at this year's edition from any discipline?
From any discipline. I think, first of all, we had seven disciplines. Yeah, I think they attracted at least a number of teams that actually enthusiastic to the games because first of all, coming to attend and coming to compete in these games, you have to be enthusiastic because there's no you can come in and compete when you don't have the game. Yeah, because when I look at basketball, because I attended basketball most, I have seen most teams grow up. I've seen Budo by the likes of Coach Juleba. By the Juleba is my
Oh,
best player.
yeah,
Tony
yeah, yeah.
Juleba.
I thought
Is
I'd
my best
seen
player
I thought I'd
in basketball.
mismatched the face. I saw him.
Yeah, Tony Juleba. I think first of all, if you have coaches that are playing well in their league and they are coaching, because that means
Give him the mic.
that means they'll pass on good skills to these kids, hence putting up the level of talent
Was he
high.
coaching a school? Or
Yes, he was.
which school?
Budo
Budo.
Secondary
In
School.
the 5x5.
No, yes, the 5x5 and 3x3, I think. Yeah, because I wasn't much into the 3x3. I was in 5x5 most because there was too much action there. Yes.
Actually, I saw him one evening. I think it was a Saturday evening after the first match day, and I thought I'd gotten it wrong, but now you've confirmed. I think
Yes, I
he's
have,
the
because
same person I saw.
he's a great icon when
Yeah,
it
yeah.
comes to Ugandan basketball. Yeah.
And then we had Mentor SS
Mentor SS
coming all the way to the final from Lira.
From Lira,
And
that
they
is northern Uganda.
Yes. Was it a surprise?
At some point it was, and at some point it wasn't, because we think people from the north, they are too much of athletic. You get, we think, because I can't compete with a northerner when it comes to athletics, because I know they run a lot.
Yeah, sure.
They run a lot. They have too much of gas, but it's actually a good thing. Yeah.
And then we know elite games, Musa, the elite games are used by these teams to prepare for the national championship. Is there any team that had a reality check? You earlier mentioned of St. Mary's Chitende,
Yeah.
and then also basketball. I think you could have probably seen schools that you expected to be as strong, but didn't even make it to the finals.
Okay, when you speak of the reality check, I would say in football, St. Mary's Chitende. St. Mary's Chitende had that reality check, and Kawempe Muslims when they are playing St. Noah's girls in football. Also, they had a reality check because when you look at the St. Mary's Chitende, how they performed, and they have taken 2 years without competing these elite games. So it means we would have expected more, as their sports tutor said. They were like, they are ready for the games.
Before the games, she said they were coming to win it all. I think they only won basketball.
But it don't happen, So if I told you can't devote more energy in what you want to achieve, it means others will achieve and they will win. They will become the champions of the tournament. So I feel like St. Mary's did not devote more energy in the competition, though they think they were ready. But there are other teams who are more ready, who are very better than them. So I feel like that was a reality check for them.
The level of competition, was it what you expected? Because from the previous editions, we've had, you see, in netball, Budo SS emerged champions there. They were national champions. And even last year, the elite games, they won the elite games, then they became national champions. Is it the level of competition provided in elite games, is it reflected throughout the year? And could it be again reflected this year?
Yeah, I would say that Budo SS were the champions for the last year elite games, and I feel like probably today's year they were more ready compared to St. Mary's Chitende, because actually, if I told someone is a defending champion, it means he or she is having that
Edge.
You're eager to win it all because you're defending your title. So it means they were more ready compared to St. Mary's Gender Netball, and I was not surprised at all. Yeah.
Sure, I don't hear from you.
Yeah.
Defending champion, Budo SS, you give him that. Budo SS, in
Budo
boys
SS.
football especially, coming with lots of expectations and boom, Fort Portal SS. They took the lead early on in the first half, and then they couldn't find a way to break down that Fort Portal team.
I think when you talk about preparations, you never know. The team might back out and be like, so this is Budo SS and I'm Chadwondo SS and I'm whoever I am, because Budo SS has been an icon.
Oh, was Chadwondo there by the way?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I think it stopped at semi-finals.
Did they come out of the group?
Yes,
no,
they
not
did.
semi-finals.
Yes, they did.
Who eliminated them? Because
Yes, they did.
Fort Portal eliminated Budo. Chitende was eliminated by Bukedia. Uganda Matters Tahiza. And then
Wasn't it
Chadwondo.
Menta?
Menta. Yes, Menta.
Yes,
In penalty
yes,
shootouts.
yes.
Actually, they were leading Menta.
But then, when you come to think of it, it's all about preparation, and it's all about you as you, the school, how you want to prepare yourself for a certain competition or tournament. Because if I look at the tournament, it's the beginning of the year. You get? So I'll be like, now I have Budo, I have Smask, Chitende, I have Chadwondo. These are the same opponents I'm going to meet when it comes to the what? To the nationals.
But again, one would argue, you look at teams like, okay, Chitende now in basketball. They were champions national, then they come into this tournament and still win. So you've got no excuse like, I'm preparing for the champions are still winning.
Of course. Let me tell you,
Was it a fluke?
preparation is better than anything else. Because when you want to prepare your food, let me say matoke, you're not going to like, if you, in a certain way, if you want to prepare it in a certain way, let me say steamed, you're not going to steam it with the peelings. I don't know if you understand. Should I say it in Uganda? Bw'obanga ogenda okunyiga amatooke, togenda ganyigira n'ebikuta byago. You get? So maybe these teams come in a way like they're prepared in a different way.
But then early season momentum. You see, now we know Budo SS won national championship last year, netball. They were elite champions. Say no by the way last year. From last year, it has been sweeping all these trophies, whether elite, nationals,
All the trophies.
Fiasa, yes. So when will you have a chance if you didn't win this 8-team competition?
But it's all about
You want
time.
to build momentum in the
It's all
nationals.
about time, let me tell you. You see, let me give you an example of Arsenal. Arsenal has been second 3 years in a row.
Has it won yet?
But of now, we can attest that it has won.
No.
Of course, it has an upper hand.
These things will be cut out. You'll appear alone.
No, but I'm just
not
giving you
in-
an example. So, all in all,
No,
elite
we need to
games,
stick, I think, to
elite
stick here.
games,
If you look at the champions at the nationals, look at all volleyball, Bukedia, Seroma, Namugongo Vocational. They come and win here in January, in Feb.
Exactly.
Win also nationals. They have that momentum.
I can also back up myself. If you look at St. Mary's Chitende,
Uh-huh.
it has won the nationals for like the past 8 years, right?
Yes.
Before Budo came in to smash them off.
No, St. Julian came in.
No,
The
I
adoption
mean in
won.
netball. I mean in netball.
Yes.
Before Budo came in to smash them off. I think Budo, you never know. Budo has prepared for all those years.
Budo.
You understand?
Now, Budo was winning elite games because
For how
Chitende was
long?
not
For how long
coming.
has it won elite games?
All these editions
Because Chitende wasn't
wasn't
was
coming
it?
there. Yes.
Exactly.
Now what's
Exactly.
bringing in the
Exactly. If Chitende wasn't attending the elite games, that means it's all about preparation.
Now then what brings them to this year's edition?
You never know. I
They
don't,
want
I
the
don't know their
momentum.
reason.
They want the momentum
but
too.
they did not devote more
Yeah, I don't know their reasons,
No
but
compares.
still,
They lost the nationals last year.
Yes,
so
they
there's
did.
no way you come and
Yes,
win
they
nationals.
did.
Yet this one has a national trophy, elite games trophy. You want the national trophy? How?
Exactly. That
They've
that,
got
that
the
all comes
momentum.
back to preparation, Jude. I still stand on my point.
But
Preparation.
I think the best way to prepare is by playing against the same
Yeah,
opponents.
of
Because
course.
say you have a
How do you know
test,
that St. Mary's Chitende left back their best players?
their best players.
Hey.
No way. How do you leave out your best players in a
When you want to
championship? You
win a
need to win. You
champion.
need to try out actually no. There is nothing like they left out the best players because the players that football, yes,
Yeah.
football
Yeah.
it's also
Apart
as
from
much.
Menta, is it? Did
No, no,
Menta
no, no.
make it to the semi-finals?
Last year,
No,
no.
no, the elite games.
Right to the final.
It,
It was
it
beaten
did.
in penalties. Yeah. Let's take a quick break and then we return with the second segment. This is still the School Sports Podcast. Remember to share, like, and subscribe.
Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV.
Welcome back from the break. This is still the School Sports Podcast, and we are live on USSSA TV. This is the channel that you get the most certified school sports news. We get here on the School Sports Podcast every Friday and discuss the hottest and burning news around school sports in Uganda. And this is the channel for the Uganda Secondary School Sports Association. In the first segment, we looked at the elite games. We looked at a little bit of it. And in the second segment, still with Stuart and Musa on set, we're going to look at a number of issues. But of course, let's start with the champions for the different competitions. Musa, you take us through which teams came victorious and also the MVPs.
When you look at the competitions, in in basketball, we are having Budo SS basketball, 5x5. They are the champions. And then in girls, we had St. Mary's Chitende beating Budo. That was basketball 5x5. And then we had basketball 3x3. We had Seroma Christian High School. And in boys and in girls, we had Imvara SS. Then we had handball boys. Gombe SS emerged to win the championship. The emerged to become the champions of the game. And in girls also Gombe SS. So I feel like they were very prepared and they devoted more energy into that. And then we had rugby in boys, we had London Courage. They are the champions. And then in girls, we had Nkoma Secondary School, the champions.
And I think notable one was Fond of Franklin. You remember last Friday on the podcast?
From Seroma Christian?
Yeah. After match day one, he backed himself to be the MVP and also said Seroma was taking it. I think that only played Janan, who were the hosts. By the way, the hosts performed terribly bad in this championship.
And I actually wondered
I
how
can't back up your point. It wasn't terribly bad. It was...
They were not prepared.
Exactly.
So it is worse than terribly bad?
No,
but they managed
not
to
terribly
defeat
bad.
Mengo.
By the way, when you look at
Mengo.
their performance, when let me say basketball 3x3, which other
they were in football. They didn't win. They didn't
volleyball,
win a game.
I think.
Volleyball,
Yes.
They didn't.
Yeah,
they
but
didn't touch
I'll talk
the
most.
sleeves
I'll
of
talk
Bukedia,
most
by the way.
about basketball because for the girls, I think they came in hard, at least to score, to make some baskets against Budo.
If I tell you the results in netball against Voodoo and Chitende, you wouldn't want to hear that.
That's why I'm talking about basketball because I think they really put up a good game.
I think you
By the way, when it comes to bring up talent, that's how we bring up talent. Let me
call a
tell you.
spade a spade.
Exactly. Of course, a spade
okay.
is spade, and it's not a big spoon. It's not a big spoon, but that is how we bring up talent. Of course, we shan't all be good because there's always someone who is better.
I think they performed like the way we did.
But you can't say terribly.
You remember in December the team that represented Uganda in China, ISF under 15.
Yes, I
basketball, volleyball.
Volleyball.
I think Janan performed like Team Uganda did last December.
But it wasn't terrible.
But you can't
They
say
also
terribly.
defeated Mengo.
And now, how bad was Mengo? Which sports discipline was that?
That was basketball, and they defeated
Mengo.
Mengo. Yeah.
Exactly, they did.
So how bad was Mengo? Because if you look at
I feel like
in volleyball,
Mengo had that pressure, and actually to their coach, the coach was demanding more from the players, and I feel like the players were not able to deliver what he wants. So I feel like they had that pressure.
you see, that's the problem I have with coaches, by the way.
The coach was demanding more, and if at all you look at when it is at a break time, you see the pressure,
Yeah, they were
Anyway,
high intensity
Jude,
games, top 8 teams.
what I can say
from the
is,
coach.
Yes.
right now sports is average. You just
Well.
have to stand out. That's the whole thing. Now for Janan, they tried their level best.
Well,
I won't say words terribly, but they tried
the
their level
performances
best.
on paper, I'm referring
Exactly,
to what was on paper.
when you benchmark on netball, they were beaten by Chitende,
First,
St. Mary's,
yes. First, it was Budo.
Budo,
Beaten
103.
Yeah,
No, it was
103
103
on 3.
on
Amus,
3.
okay,
At least,
actually,
There's 100 more.
Amus scored 49-13.
Look at that gap. Isn't that
Yeah.
terrible?
yeah, but that is how we come up with talent. Exactly.
You're training in failure.
Of course, in a team of 5, at least you have one that can play,
Don't-
that can score that 3.
Don't fail to try.
Exactly that.
Try
Zero,
and
zero.
fail.
If they were beaten by Smask, St. Mary's Chitende, 1-2-0 on 08, at least you have those ones that can make it 8.
The
You
8.
get-
Do you know how the 8 came about? It was after this Chitende resting players for the next game, and then you play the third fringe players, and then you get the 8.
No, you can't justify that. because-
Wasn't that terrible?
No, it's not. It's not. It's actually coming up with
With
Talent.
talent.
Okay.
But you know, I would be a bit sympathetic with Janan, because the head teacher said they don't. They actually use their real students. There's nothing like.
No, you can't justify that. You mean Chitende doesn't use real students?
No, I mean like there's no one in school on a sports bursary, which means
You still can't justify that.
he said.
I can
No one
give
is
I
on a
can give
sports
you
bursary.
schools. I can give you schools like Seroma. It doesn't use anyone on bursaries.
On sports bursary.
Sunsas.
No,
Nabi
you're
Sunsa.
speaking levels to the game now.
Exactly.
it's up
Exactly.
to
It doesn't
them.
matter which level you are at, so long as you don't benchmark on
No, but
bursaries or whoever
bringing
comes
it in-
from class, because all come from class.
But in terms of the minutes that they put into train,
Okay.
the minutes that they put into train, because look at teams like Sunsa, so what? Their students are always on court. They've been to these nationals. Janan SS last year was a no-show at the nationals, so I think
But it played basketball. Janan?
Janan,
Yes, it did.
and it didn't. Did it come off? Was it among the top 8?
Not really, but
Yeah, it was
it
mainly-
was at the nationals. So at least that's why I'm saying
Yes.
it comes up with a little talent.
But you look at volleyball. I think I had a lot of time on volleyball and netball. But you look at the athletes, the structure of the athletes. You can see someone who is just from the desk grabbing a jersey to come and play. Then you look at an athlete who spent weeks training prior to the elite games.
No, I
Like
still
they
can't
were
you can't justify that, Jude.
No. How?
You
They
really
are
can't.
not prepared. Okay.
Just say they are not prepared.
Yeah,
That's
they
all.
are not
Because
prepared.
I can also come from a desk and beat someone who has been on pitch for the whole
In the
day.
top 8?
Exactly.
Impossible.
Yes, I can.
Then you'd not be in this. No, it's a
Because,
team sport.
first
That
of
would
all-
happen in tennis, your table tennis, when you're one. Yes, I could train for a full year. You come and eat me because of the levels of talent. But a team sport,
Yeah, but okay, 40% you're right and 70% you're not right.
no, which calculation is that? So where
Oh,
does
no,
the
sorry,
ten come from?
60%. Sorry, 60%. My bad. Because when you say coming off desk, so that means the other school, the other person is 100% at the pitch. Like, they're not using students. And yet,
No, they're using. Everyone is using students, but some
They don't have those
students.
talented people.
so yeah, the only thing you can say is
The
that
level of talent-
preparation.
Uh-huh.
The level of talent
It
preparation.
is
Because
different
let me
from
tell
other
you,
schools.
anyway, I like benchmarking on myself because I have participated in these games when I was still in school.
And you're still participating with Kagodo FC.
Not really. I got the rest is just a luxury thing. But when I was still in school, I used to be in class. Anyway, okay, I'm talking for myself because I used to be talented. I used to be talented in basketball, rugby, and hockey. But I chose hockey because I think that I had so much passion when it came to like choosing. So I chose hockey more over other games. So I used to come off the desk and we used to beat all the other schools.
Which schools were you beating?
the Antare, the Mbarara High,
In
You used to
the
do training.
Kasasa. Yes, I used to do training.
That is
You
totally
get? I
different
used to
from
do training.
someone picking a jazz and non-training
you were
to
training,
compete.
going to
I was
class.
training after class,
This is the same thing that
and I was
Semir Stende Budo are doing. They are in class, then train. Though I'm speaking of Janan, the teacher said
Just come and
these
pick a
students
jazz.
have a timetable. So it might be Stuart, you train on Monday. So Tuesday is Musa's chance, Wednesday is my chance. Yes, that's from what he said. Like they are timetabled under the new curriculum, something like that, because every student must be on the field, which is not the case in these schools that prioritize sports and also balancing the education. Because I think the schools that perform very well in sports are also performing very well in the education. Yeah. But then I want us to look at the coaches. It caught my eye as you were saying the pressure moments. I want to hear from you, Stuart. Why is it that coaches are yelling at these athletes if it's development? And also, you look at some teams. I got a look at Uganda Matters playing Kawempe semi-final. Both coaches are seated and the students or the players are executing, I think, what they trained. The game wasn't going to a certain coach's side. It was, I think, 4-1, but they were calm. Look at some games from the start, before the first whistle, coaches are already shouting at the players.
anyway. For me, what I can say is, first of all, I'm also a coach, a hockey coach.
You hadn't told us all along. All along.
No, I coach hockey at St. Charles Ruanga Bukerere. But we all have different personalities, first of all, because if you're a coach, minority, I don't know what to use, but if you're a coach, at some point you're a teacher. So we all have different personalities. So the way I coach, it's not the way, Jude, you're going to coach. Because when I experienced that in Mbarara, that was 2023, where I was coaching my girls, and a certain coach of another school was having a very loud voice. So one of the staff in the school was like, I want also our coach to coach like the other what? So I'm like,
Referring to you?
yes.
You want, they
I
wanted
was
you to shout like
when I'm on touchline, I don't shout.
No, I mean they wanted you
To shout
the
like the other coach. You get? So I'm like, we all have different personalities. The way he coaches is not the way I coach. So you might find the Kawempe coach yells at the students during the training.
Isn't that the best
Exactly.
time to do that?
To you, it might be the best. You get?
But
Exactly.
even
I've
at
backed
the
up.
highest
Have backed up my point as we all have different
personalities.
personalities.
But okay,
You get?
also the instructions matter. It may be on the field this player
Jude,
needs
I
a
feel
wake
like
up
that
call.
comes around when
Jude,
a coach
with
is
Jude,
a friend.
Jude, when you are a coach, you deal with different personalities as well.
Exactly.
The way you take this student is not the way you take the other student. The way this
Yes.
student behaves is not the way the other student behaves. The way they treat themselves is not the way the other student treats themselves.
So are you telling me it is not a lack of preparation?
No,
Because we
no,
looked no,
no,
take a look
it's
at
not.
these two teams. We know they I also looked at Bukedia playing Fort Porto SS. Fort Porto had a very proactive coach, like you're saying, someone who is yelling. I think it's called, I've seen him on TikTok. But Bukedia had Coach Sam, Coach Sally. Coach Sally is on the bench, but he comes up less often, dishing out instructions, push forward, do this in game situation. But before kickoff, development football, development stage, netball, what you're yelling at the players.
No, Jude, let me cut you short. There is a situation where we can say game momentum. There's a time when you also the coach, man, everything
You're
is
looking
high.
at your job.
Everything is high. The pressure is high. Like the momentum of the game is high. You can't also take it. You get? However much you want to you don't want to like yell at the players. You don't want to do anything opposed to the players. Play. There's a time when the game is high.
Well, I don't know.
So at some point you can't blame the coaches, but also 80% I agree with you, 20% I don't agree with you. Because when I say 80% I agree with you, it means preparation. Like you have all that time for the coaches. You have all that time
To
like
prepare.
to yell
Instill
at
your-
them in
your
training.
Tactics, yes, there.
To yell at them in training. You get.
And
So
not
just
pressurizing them.
exactly yelling, because sometimes it's all about the momentum of the game. You might think the coach is yelling at you because maybe you think they don't like you, but because they also feel the pressure of the game.
For their
It's
job.
all about that you're the one playing, but he's also a player. He's also a player. So, like, first of all, they are pressured by the administration. They need results. You get.
Musa, you spoke of when you were at the basketball game. There was a lot of tension, a lot of pressure. What was it like? And then was it called for? Was it the heat of the moment? Or what was it like?
For me, when I realized that, I feel like sometimes coaches demand a lot, you know, from the players, because you cannot demand a player when you didn't expect that, you know. Sometimes you need to practice more so that when you come into this competition, you tell your players, you know, according to that training that we have been doing, it means we are going to overcome this, you know, those stuff. So I feel like when you look at the Budo when we were there playing, so I feel like Budo, they are dominating the game, and they played really very well. And you said the coach was very calm, you know, telling his boys.
Budo SS.
So, but at the
I
end
think
of the
that's a
day,
sign of a team that's prepared.
but
And
the end of
they
the
are
day, you
assured
see,
of what they prepared. And
exactly. So I feel like sometimes coaches demand a lot. Yeah.
No, I think I disagree. I disagree because I think coaches, they are demanded.
yes, and
They are
that's what I was
demanded. They
saying.
don't
Are they
demand,
So
but
if
putting
I
they are
told you
their job?
demanded.
it means you
You
must
get.
devote more energy.
Pre-game.
You know, you must
Look at
prepare
this
your
scenario.
players.
Look at this scenario. Uganda Matters versus Stahiza, quarter-final boys football. Then the game starts. First minute, I think 5 minutes in, Stahiza is 1 up. But during the groups, we know Uganda Matters was leading, and then they equalize. Second half, first minute of the second half, it's 2-1, 3-1. So I can excuse the other coach who is down by 2 goals to come up and say, "Boys, wake up." But now, game is still 0-0. The 2 coaches are up already. Coach Stewart.
No, but momentum, it depends on the momentum of the game. Let me
Okay.
tell you. If it depends on the momentum of the game, how badly do you need the game? You get? So at some point, you don't blame the coaches. How badly does the school need the game?
Okay, then
You
you
get.
better prepare before coming these
Yes,
games.
that's why I said 80% I agree with you and 20% I don't. So, but it also depends on the personality of the coach,
Yeah, sure.
how you train up, and how you treat your what?
Your players.
Your players. So if the players know you as a person who is yelling every time,
Kind of
maybe that's the way they will
disrespecting.
take you. So
You micromanage the players on the field. You're moving them like chess.
no, but first of all, you as a coach, you have to sink in the team. When I say sink, is how are you related to your players? Like, how do you relate? You get, because they might be there and be like, ah, man, that coach is so tough.
Yes.
Or that coach is so easy. Because at some point, if you're so easy, then there are some players that you won't manage. And at some point, if you're so hard, there are some players. So being a coach takes a lot. Takes
sure.
really a lot.
And then, final minute of today's episode, I want to give you some quick fire questions. Best team of the tournament, no matter the discipline, just one.
For me, it's Budo. Budo basketball 5x5.
Mentor.
I really want to see them in the nationals.
Budo
Yeah.
SS.
Yes, Budo SS.
Okay.
Basketball, I'll go with Budo.
One
And then,
sports, one
okay,
team.
mentor.
Mentor.
Yeah.
Which in volleyball.
No, in football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best player of the tournament.
Mutebi Patrick.
Shima from Budo still.
Biggest surprise team.
Janan.
You're Negi. Now I know. Now I know.
Amos College.
Amos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yours?
Surprise team.
Yeah.
Mentor.
Mentor.
Most exciting sport at the Elite Games.
Basketball, 5x5.
Basketball, Budo versus Seta.
Mine, I think, was volleyball.
Volleyball.
One player to watch. Your MVPs?
My MVP, still basketball. Shima.
Mutebi Patrick.
Okay.
Yours?
My player to watch. Fondo Franklin. Big guy there. Your final words as we come to a close for today's episode. And also thank you for
I
coming
think
through.
I had a nice time in Bombo. Yeah, and I think I'm really waiting for fire when it comes to ball
The
games one.
nationals.
Yes, ball games one nationals at Seroma. I'm waiting to see the Budo team because some of the teams didn't show up at Elite. So I'm really waiting. I'm very eager because I was there when they were training. I was there during the Elite, watched all their games, both the basketball 3x3 and 5x5. So I'm really waiting on you, Coach Tony Juleba. I'm really waiting on you. Hope you're watching.
No,
Thank you.
You chose a side. Musa.
For me, I'm waiting for to see how St. Mary's team they will overcome for other competitions, and will the sports tutor back up Howards to the next year's champion.
No, this year. We've just started.
Also even next year, because if at all I'm a sports tutor, it means the words that I air out, they will help me even the next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think one team to mention was Muvara SS. They were champions basketball
Girls.
3x3 years.
Yeah.
I think they came in late. Yeah, they came in like after the arrival date. Yeah, but I think they put up some good performance.
Okay. Yeah, Muvara SS. I actually expected them in football. I only knew them there, but it
Yeah.
was a surprise for me. Basketball 3x3. Thank you for joining us today on today's episode of the School Sports Podcast. We're always live every Friday, 6 p.m. Live from various venues from Old Kampala, which is our home, and also visiting different schools. Prior to the Elite Games, we were at Janan SS, who are our hosts for the 7th edition. We also visited Budo SS, and in the coming weeks, we shall be visiting the other schools also to know what's taking place in the world of school sports. Off the field, we get to know these athletes more and more. But make it a point to always join us, share and subscribe. This is the USSA TV, and we're always live. Also, we're bringing you more programs. My name is Jude Atwine. Have a blessed weekend.
Ready to dive into the world of sports.
tuba wali bw'okola bw'oti feesi terabika ono abadde akakola ensonga wadde okolamu bw'oti feesi ozobeera bweti musoke mujje wano musoke mujje mwena mujje wano moze soko gye
Tibo nadala.
tibo soko gye tibo musoka mujje soke tukole kano kaveyo dakika ntono nnyo
Yabadde ensobi. I thought I'd say it. No, Tibo, take a
tibo take your pockets njira ne mukagundi kagundi koyo wali mwaka jemu
Tibo. Tibo.
don't mention names
I have to mention names. We shall
don't
not
mention
keep
names
like
we are all
this.
accountable
We
for
shall
what's
not keep
happening
like this.
so
If someone is responsible for something, please. We all know this thing happens every Friday. You get. If you're not available, please just say you're not available rather than coming here
tulinda
and,
gwesini
and